and how they compare both in terms of headcount and billing contact hours and credit hour generation. Significant numbers, and this is not being seen all over the state among our 27 colleague institutions. With regard to location and where we're coming from, Jackson includes not only the campus here, but also other locations we have throughout the community and the airport. The internet continues to show great gain. I've done some work on that and talked with colleagues across the state about that. We're finding people can't afford gas or they don't have a car. They might have a computer or can get to a library and are able to take up some classes internet-based when they're time-bound or place-bound. And we continue to see growth at all of these sites. So the demand is universal throughout our district. Student demographics, we're getting a little bit older. That's a lot of the infusion of dislocated workers coming back. We are roughly the same with regard to full-time students. We had a little bit more in the fall semester, and those tend to be more traditional age. But as No Worker Left Behind funding is available, we're seeing more and more returning adults and also returning students. We're seeing reverse transfers, students who have started at, say, Michigan State and they come back to JCC because of cost considerations or academic performance considerations. On the academic side of the house, just a few things there real quick. Some of you may have read in the newspaper about the Culinary Arts program that we've launched, starting that down at Lenawee, LISD Tech. We're excited about that program, and we're really looking at collaborative relationships with the LISD and the community college, and looking at having ladder programs that go from the high school, from the LISD, and then move to a post-secondary credential. We'll be doing more of that with Chris Biaco's leadership and a number of our faculty here as well, to be able to advance partnerships like this across the road with the Jackson County Intermediate School District. They do have a great a program down there if any of you are interested in tasting the culinary cuisine down there. I know Mike Masters and Carolyn folks down there are looking for anyone who wants to come down and participate in those kind of sampling evening meals if you'd like to do that. Some other programs that are in the gun sight, so to speak, are the phlebotomy program, gaming, and health information technology. We've got a significant grant that we're going after in partnership with community colleges across a number of states, including partnering with Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, for example, in trying to get this program up and going. It is a program that is being sought by our colleague, partner institution, Allegiance Health, and making sure people are more familiar with these kinds of information database systems. So these are some that we're working on. And for those of you who may have missed it, we're going to kind of a year-round education cycle, going to 3 15-week semesters starting next academic year. And the intention being here that some courses don't lend themselves to a compressed summer semester, so we give more options for students to be able to take those harder science, harder math courses. Being able to take those throughout a term, it gives a lot of flexibility, I think, to our faculty in terms of how they deploy themselves out 3 semesters. It really says that we're about continuing education for lifelong learners, and I think it says it in a very, very profound way, and we thank the faculty for agreeing to that as well. Sustainability courses, some new courses that you're going to be seeing. In fact, a very visual way, you'll see at the front yard on the north side as you come off of Kimmel, there will be kind of a wind demonstration facility there. We'll have some kind of an array of some fans that will be established there, part of these instructional programs. So we're getting a little bit better about being greener, more energy efficient on our campus, and using this as kind of a teaching laboratory as well as an instructional opportunity for students who might be interested in alternative energy, alternative forms of providing for energy, reducing waste, and a number of related programs. Go ahead, Amanda. Thank you. Construction update. You've heard the noise. You've seen the dirt. Now you're going to see a little bit better here. Whiting Hall is coming along very nicely. I'll tell you what, the folks at R.W. Mercer, boy, they're doing a good job. These are folks that have been around the community for a long time, and so we're under budget and under time a little bit. Primarily the work you see going on out here in the mall area is really related to infrastructure. As Tom was sharing at a meeting we had this morning, is that if there was one place that could have the maximum amount of infrastructure in all in one place, that was it. So we're in the process of moving that and getting ready for the new HLC, the Health Laboratory Center. The work in the east and west wings of Whiting Hall is coming along very nicely. We are on schedule to be able to make use of those spaces for the fall semester. And for those faculty who are in the portable classrooms. I know you'll be eager to get back into those. And we're very excited about how well that's coming along. Some of you, if you've been over by the field house area or the east side of Whiting Hall, you get a sense of what that new entranceway is going to look like. It's going to be a very pronounced setting and really be kind of a grand statement about this is where you move into this building. So I wanted to pause also at this point to really express my appreciation for all of you who've been disrupted by this. Faculty and staff alike, moving infrastructure around, getting technology. The IT folks have worked, I don't know how many gazillion hours. Denny and the crew have been moving tables and chairs around. Everybody has been so heavily involved, and you have my sincere appreciation for accommodating these changes. We have 14, now 13, we toasted one, 13 portable classrooms that are out there. And I think we're making do just fine with that. And but a lot of work has gone into that. They don't have bathrooms in those, so despite what Zonia said this morning, people aren't drinking as much water, so they don't have to walk over to the field house to use the bathroom. So I apologize for the inconvenience, but we will have better facilities as a result of this work. For those of you who really want to know more, we do have Construction Cam, and behind me is the address. That's available on my webpage as well if you want to take a look at that and see the latest of what's happening on the construction area. These are some pictures. The one on the far left represents the new entranceway into Whiting East and some of the footings. We've actually had some good weather for pouring footings, so we're actually a little bit ahead of schedule, which is really nice. And Tom works closely with the construction crew there to make sure that we're doing all we can to try to finish this out as quickly as possible. This is a split brain. Why is this on here? I don't know. It's some sick Halloween cartoon. I don't know. Actually, the reason it's here is because in the HLC, the new building, one thing that we're looking at, and Jason's trying to help us raise some money related to it, is that this is a pictorial representation of holography. For how many of you watch Star Trek ever? Just show of hands. I'll be honest. Yeah, okay. All right, you've seen Star Trek. You've seen the holograms, the full torso holograms. If you don't want to admit you're a Trekkie, if you watch Wolf Blitzer, if you watched last fall, he actually was having someone, I think it was around, I forget what it was, election or something, he was dealing with, and he actually had a reporter from California, full body, there in a hologram. And what creates that essentially is about 21 cameras pointing at an X, Y, and Z coordinate. Why is this helpful? Well, we're talking about a new facility that's related to healthcare, and one of the things that we've contemplated is this facility that can perhaps bring learning even more alive. The thoughts that we've had include that we can have, for example, in the middle of this tiered lecture hall that we're looking at, is maybe have, for example, a brain there in the middle of a classroom and 3D represented, that the hemispheres could be split open, or a beating heart and you could see all the chambers. We also thought about maybe in the sciences, how would it be to look at nuclear fission, perhaps, and see that in a 3D representation, or a nuclear blast and see how that works, or look at a double helix in a 3D fashion. We think that there's lots and lots of potential for us in helping with the teaching and learning process, and something that we're looking at to include in the new HLC. Recognition, we always like to take some time to say thank you to all of you, and those of you who aren't recognized and those who are, thank you for the work that you do to advance our mission and our institution. But some particular points that we want to make here, Amanda. First of all, we wanted to share with you about the Atkinson building. The facility that we currently enjoy now continues to receive national recognition and accolade. In this particular case, Learning by Design features our institution as one of the best out there with regard to design and use. And it's no wonder to all of us, I think, that people see this facility, they're in awe when they first come in. I've had a number of students say, "You guys are a university." They walk in and see this facility as if a building alone decides